I'm Ritsuko Shimada, a sake specialist. Japan's national drink, sake, is made from the delicious water and rice of Japan, and it is renowned around the world. Japan has 4 distinct seasons, and sake has traditionally been used to commemorate the passing seasons. In this lecture, I will talk about the sake connected with seasonal festivals. I will also talk about proper sake drinking etiquette. Japan has a sake culture based on celebrating nature. For example, hanamizake during spring and yukimizake during winter. This luxurious way of enjoying sake is unique to Japan with its distinct 4 seasons. I'm going to tell you about ways of enjoying sake that correspond to the seasons. Let's start with sake that is enjoyed in spring. KOKUSHU, based on shirozake. This sake is consumed on Momonoseku, a festival that takes place on the 3rd day of March. Momonoseku is known in English as the Doll Festival or Girls' Day. KOKUSHU used to be consumed on the 1st day of spring, but from the late Edo period, people started drinking sweet shirozake. KOKUSHU is said to ward off evil. Shirozake signifies purity. Hanamizake. Cherry blossom viewing is a tradition that dates back to the Heian period. People used to believe that cherry blossom trees housed the divine spirits of rice fields. Accordingly, the original purpose of cherry blossoms was to petition the divine spirits for a bountiful harvest. Nowadays, cherry blossom viewing is an opportunity to have an enjoyable outdoor picnic. Shobuzake. You may know that during Tango no Seku, the boys' festival, iris leaves are put in bath water. But did you know that people drink warm sake into which 2 iris stems have been immersed? This sake is called shobuzake. Shobuzake has a pungent smell, which is said to cast away maliciousness. Tanabata. Tanabata, which means Star Night Festival, is enjoyed in summer. It celebrates the once-a-year meeting of female and male star deities, Orihime and Hikoboshi, lovers divided by the Milky Way. Tanabata sake has charming names like stars, sky, lovers, and princess. Matsuri no sake. From summer to autumn, festivals called matsuri are held all over Japan. The matsuri is originally held to celebrate bountiful harvests. Accordingly, the types of sake consumed during matsuri have a full flavor, conjuring up images of rice and nigorizake. Cloudy sake is also used. This is a traditional Japanese event. Doyo no ushi. Doyo no ushi takes place during the height of summer, when people often have a reduced appetite. Japanese people eat highly nutritious eel to get their strength up. This is a good example of the wisdom that has been cultivated among the Japanese. On Doyo no ushi, you eat eel. Unagizake is a type of sake made by pouring hot sake onto broiled eel, and then covering the bowl for 5 minutes. You drink the sake, and then you eat up the eel, so it gives you a big stamina boost. Sake enjoyed in autumn. Kikuzake. Kikuzake is also called chrysanthemum sake. It is one of the types of sake consumed on Choyo no Seku, which means chrysanthemum festival. The dewdrops of chrysanthemum petals are thought to prolong life, so people have traditionally consumed kikuzake in the hope of obtaining perpetual youth and longevity. Tsukimizake. Tsukimizake, or moon viewing sake, is the sake consumed when viewing the harvest moon. The night of the harvest moon is an elegant occasion when you can taste sake under the moonlight, marking the changing of seasons. It is a great pleasure for adults to spend the night under the autumn moonlight, drinking sake in an elegant vessel. Sake Day. Did you know that October the 1st is Nihon Shu no Hi? The Chinese character for sake is derived from the Chinese character for 10th sign, of the Chinese zodiac, which coincides with October. Moreover, October is the time when the new rice is ready to be harvested and sake brewing begins. This is why October the 1st is Japanese Sake Day. Sake enjoyed in winter, toso. The tradition of drinking toso or spiced sake on New Year's Day stretches back to the Heian period. Toso was originally drunk as a medicine to ward off the diseases that people often succumb to in the winter. Because of the belief that drinking toso wards off evil and gives long life, it is traditionally consumed by the whole family for the first 3 days of the new year. Kagami biraki. Kagami biraki, which literally means mirror opening, is an event performed at the new year. A mirror-shaped rice cake placed in a household altar is broken open and eaten to pray for a healthy and prosperous year. As a twist on this tradition, people started performing sake barrel kagami biraki. The lids of sake barrels came to be called kagami, or mirror, because of their round, flat shape. Breaking open the lids and drinking the contents together is a way of strengthening the bonds of friendship and affection. Yukimizake. Yukimizake refers to the drinking of sake while enjoying a snow scene. People hold out their cup to catch the falling snow and then receive a serving of sake on top of the snow. This is referred to as yukiwari sake or snow sake. By knowing the various seasonal events, you can have a renewed appreciation of the marvelousness of Japanese culture. Japanese people enjoy sake in conjunction with the 4 seasons. I hope you will also enjoy Japanese sake in each of the 4 seasons. Now I will talk about certain rules for sake etiquette that I think you should know. I will first explain the proper etiquette for oshaku, or pouring sake. Usually, the host pours sake into the guest of honor's cup. After that, individuals in the group pour sake into each other's cups, depending on the mood of the occasion. You pour sake from a tokkuri. You should take it with your right hand. Use your left hand to support the underside of the tilting tokkuri. It is considered rude to hold the neck of the tokkuri. You should make sure that the mouth of the tokkuri does not come into contact with the cup. If you are pouring the sake from the bottle directly, you should make sure that you do not cover the label with your hands. You should fill the cup until it is around 70 to 80% full. When you have finished pouring, you should lightly twist your right wrist clockwise to avoid dripping. Now I will tell you about the proper etiquette for receiving sake. You should wrap your right hand around the cup and rest it on the palm of your left hand. When the sake has been poured into your cup, you should take a sip before placing the cup on the table. It is considered rude to set the cup down without first drinking from it. Don't drink the sake in one go. You should drink it slowly, in several goes. You should leave around 20% of the sake in your cup. When someone attempts to pour sake, drink the rest of the sake and then hold out your cup in a low position to receive the refill. So when you have had enough to drink, how do you indicate this? The polite way to indicate that you have had enough is to cover the cup with your hand. Now I will tell you about toasting etiquette. You should leave the cup on the tray or the table until everyone present has been served. When toasting, take your cup in one hand. Raise it to eye level and greet other people by uttering the salutation, "Kanpai." Here is the proper way to politely receive a cup of sake. If it's a person of a higher status, hold out both hands to receive the vessel the person used, and thank the person saying, "Chodai shimasu." If you want to request a cup of sake, say, "Onagare yo chodai shimasu," which means, "May I have a cup of sake?" and use both hands to receive the vessel. It is impolite to hold out your own cup to request a cup of sake from your superior. Now I will explain how to return the vessel. You say, "Arigatou gozaimashita," and return it with your right hand, resting the base on your left palm. Using one hand is also acceptable. What should you do with an empty tokkuri? When you sense that the tokkuri is almost empty, casually pour the remainder into your cup like this. You should leave the empty tokkuri at the end of the table. That concludes my lecture. I hope this lecture has given you some new insights into Japanese sake and a renewed appreciation of its charms. I hope that I've inspired you to enjoy seasonal sake all the more by drinking it in the correct manner.